Alright, so what I got here is a 5.3 crank for my 4.8 block. So this 5.3 crank is the only thing, that and the rods are the only thing different between the 5.3 and the 4.8. The 4.8, it's got a different set of rods and a different crank, which makes it a 4.8. The 5.3 uses the same crank and rods as a 5.7, a 6.0, and a 6.2. So what we got here, we're going to polish this thing up, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to knock this crank gear off because we got a new timing set to go on here. So that's what we're going to start with, is taking it off. And I want you to notice, the crank, it's got some tiny scratches in it, but nothing serious. So we're going to polish all that out. Alright, so we got the crank gear off, timing gear off, and now we're gonna start polishing on the crank. We got us a piece of 400 grit sandpaper cut in a strip. We're gonna spray some carburetor clean on the crank. Make sure there's no dirt on there. Then we're gonna lube the paper up good. And we're going to wrap it around. Take a shoestring. Wrap it around. And we're going to polish. Okay, then we'll check it out and see what we got. Looks pretty good. We need to get the edges just a touch. Alright, so here's 2 rod journals that we've done with the 400, and we're going to come back with some metal polish and polish over it, but you can see how much better they look versus the rest of the unpolished journals. So we're going to get to the rest of these. Alright, so we got the whole thing polished with 400, and she's looking good. So now we're just going to go over it with a little Brasso, little metal polish. So alright, and here's the crank all polished. All it needs is washing off real good, and it'll be ready to put in that block. And what I did is I picked up a set of Reman, I think it's 3rd gen rods. They got the floating pins. They got new bushings in them. The begin's just been brushed through. I mean, they're nice and they're beautiful rods. But this is the better rod. Ready to go. And then these are the later model 5.3 pistons. New pistons and new rings. So all I gotta do is put them on the rods and put bearings in the rods, put bearings in the block, and we'll knock that thing together. So I think we've done what we're going to do for this evening. But tomorrow evening after work, we're going to rinse this crank off, put cam bearings in the block, and then try to get this short block assembled up. So y'all hang tight. I'm going to show you as we go. But it'll be fun. I can show you how to put these rods and pistons back together, but it's really easy. You